Hello, class. Welcome to your complex numbers test review. We are going to do page 1 in this video. On page 1, you have number 1 through 6. Hopefully this will help you with your review. Number 1, it says, solve each equation with the quadratic formula. Your quadratic formula looks like this. If you don't know it, you need to write it down. X equal negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4 times your a times your c, all of it over 2a. I hope you guys know you're on video. This is called your quadratic formula. Quadratic formula works every time if you're solving for the x-intercept or for your roots. But it takes a long time. That's why you need to know factoring. All right, let's look at number 1. Okay? You need to make sure that it goes in order. A squared, a to the first, and your number. It needs to be in the order of ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Once that happens, it will come very easy for you. All right, let's take a look. A right here is number 6. B is equal to 1. And C is equal to negative 100. Okay? Notice your A, your B, and your C. Then all you have to do is plug it into your quadratic formula that you have written at the top of your paper. So instead of x, I'm going to write a equal negative b, which is 1, plus or minus square root of your a squared, which is your b squared minus your 4 times your a times your c, all of it over 2 times your a. The part you should always do first is this one. This is called your discriminant, okay? Do that one first. All right. Go to your calculator, okay? I'm going to put mine right here so you guys can kind of see. Type it in. Here we go. You guys need to be quiet. Type in this part right here. So let me show you how to type it in your calculator. Parentheses, 1, square. Here's your square button. Okay? Minus 4 times your A times your C. Notice I typed it in without the square root. All right? Push enter. Comes out to be 2,401. I'm going to mark this off. And instead of writing all those numbers in that place, I'm going to write 2,041. Now, you can check to see if that's a perfect square. If it's not, you have to do your factoring tree. This is how you can check. All right. See the square root right here? It's in blue for my calculator, so I'm going to hit the square root, 2401. So what's the square root of 2,401? 49. So I can technically mark this off, get rid of my square root, and all I have that is 49. Okay? Now I am going to rewrite it. A equal negative times 1 is negative 1 plus or minus. Notice instead of writing all these numbers here, I can have it as 49 because I made it small. Divided by 2 times 6 is 12. Okay? Now I'm going to separate the two. A is equal to negative 1 plus 49 divided by 12. My other solution is A equals negative 1 minus 49 divided by 12. And I can do all of this on my calculator. If you type it into your calculator, make sure you put parentheses around your top, which is your numerator, before you finish. Okay? All right. Let me show you guys how to type that into the calculator for this very first one. Want to clear? Parentheses, -1 plus 49 in parentheses, divided by 12. If you don't put a parentheses there, it will be wrong. That comes out to be 4, so my first answer is 4. Okay? Always separate the two. Your next one over here is going to be -1 minus 49, parentheses. -1 minus 49, parentheses, divided by 12. That came out to give you a decimal. When you have a decimal, hit math right here. So it says fraction comes up, enter, convert it to a fraction, please. So your second answer is -25/6. You should have 2 answers for every one of these. There's your number 1. Might want to write it down, David. Okay. Number 2. Here we go. Okay. There's number 2. All right. A is 1. B is -8. C is -24. Use that information to fill it into your quadratic. Here's your quadratic. X equal -b, which is -8, plus or minus square root -8 squared. Please learn to put parentheses around this one. I like to put parentheses around that. I think it helps a lot. So -b squared minus 4 times your A times your C, all of it over 2 times A. Take care of your discriminant first. Do that part first. All right. Type that into your calculator. Okay. I'm going to move it up just a tad so you guys can kind of see. Here we go. Okay. Parentheses, -8 squared minus 4 times 1 times -24. If you just write times, you don't even have to do parentheses, because that's what parentheses mean. That came out to be 160. So I'm going to mark this off. I'm going to write square root of 160. Take a square root of 160. Notice how you get a decimal. If it's a decimal, you're going to have to do your tree. Okay? It's not a perfect number. So you're going to have to do the tree. Factors of 160. So 160 divided by 10, 16 and 10. Factors of 16, 4 and 4. Factors of 10, 5 and 2. Do you see how you have 2 of something right there? If you have 2 of something and they come out, what's square root of 16? So this right here comes out to be 4 square roots of 10. All right. 2 of a kind, 2 of something. Square root of 16 is 4. Next part. Let's rewrite this. So x equal negative times negative is a positive, plus or minus, instead of writing all of this, now I write 4 square roots of 10. Did you guys see how I just replaced all of that? 4 square roots of 10. All of it divided by 2 times 1 is 2. Look at these 3. It has to be all 3 of those. Ignore the square root of 10. You're done with it. You don't look at it again. Can I simplify 8, 4, and 2? Absolutely. Can I divide 8 divided by 2? What's 8 divided by 2? 4. 4 divided by 2? 2 divided by 2? You see how 2 goes into all of them? Okay. So your final answer for this one is 4 plus 2 square roots of 10 over 1. You don't have to write over 1. Okay. Your other one, 4 minus 2 square roots of 10 over 1. You don't have to write over 1. So there are your 2 answers. All right. number 3. Let's look at number 3. On, who's not finished? Positive. That's fine. But students will put negative 8 squared on their calculator and it comes up negative 64, which will make it wrong. Just make sure it's always positive. If you know that, you're good. It's always positive. All right. Number 3. Now, if you look at number 3, you notice how it's not in order? You got to move some stuff around, okay? So minus 6m, what you do to one side, you do to the other. Opposite of negative 5 is positive 5. What you do to the other side, one side you do to the other. Now I'm going to rewrite. M squared minus 6m plus 5 equal, I have nothing left, so I put a 0 in that place. Okay? Once you have that, let's look at your A, your B, and your C. A is 1, B is negative 6, and C is 5. That's what you're going to use to help you. All right. Here we go. Let's take a look. M equal negative B plus or minus square root negative 6 squared minus 4 times your A times your C all over 2 times A. All right. Do your discriminant first. Do this part on your calculator. Always do that one first. Okay. Here we go. Let me clear it so you guys can kind of see it. Okay. Parentheses, negative 6 squared minus 4 times 1 times 5. Comes out to be 16. Do you guys see it? Okay, type it in. Mark this off, square root of 16. What is square root of 16? 4. Mark that off, and I can just put a 4. You got rid of your square root sign. See how there's 2, 4, and 4 is 16. Okay? All right, let's rewrite. So M equal, what's a negative times a negative? Positive. Plus or minus 4 divided by 2 times 1 is 2. Separate your answers. M plus 4 divided by 2. If you put parentheses around it, you can type it all at one time. And your other one, 6 minus 4 divided by 2. All right. 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 divided by 2 is 5. And you can type that into your calculator. Parentheses. Okay. 6 plus 4, parentheses, divided by 2, comes out to be 5. Sorry, there's 5. Okay. Do your other one, parentheses 6 minus 4 divided by 2, comes out to be 1. You should always have 2 answers. And there's number 3. If you're missing this, you'll get a video. So you're okay. All right? I'm going to send you guys the video. I'm making it right now. I've been telling you that. Number 4. No, I'm not going live. I have it open. All right, here we go. Let's look at number 4. Okay? On number 4, notice it's not in order. This one is positive. Let's start moving things around. Plus 8r, plus 8r. Minus 18, minus 18. You guys see how I move everything to the same side? Now what do we have? 8r squared plus 8r minus 18 equal to 0. Okay. Let's see what your A is. A is 8. B is 8. And C is negative 18. Okay. Sorry, computer just decided to go to sleep. All right, here we go. R equal negative b, which is 8, plus or minus square root of 8 squared minus 4 times your a times your c, all over 2 times a. All right, type that into your calculator. I'm not going to show you guys the step. I think you can do it on your own as far as the calculator. And I got 640. Okay. Mark that off. I don't want to write all those numbers. I got square root of 640. Double check to see if it's a perfect square. You see how there's decimal? You got to do the tree. Okay? All right. Factors of 640. I'm going to do it right here. What number is multiplied to give you 640? Opposite of multiplying is dividing. So 640 divided by 10 is 64 and 10. Okay? Next part. Factors of 64 is 8 and 8. Factors of 10, 2 and 5. Do you see I have 2 of something right there? Okay. So if I have 2 of something, these guys are grouped together to go outside and play. These guys stays home. 2 times 5 is 10. Ooh, I'm having a hard time. Mark that off and write 8 square roots of 10. See how I just mark it off? That's what I have left. Now I'm doing the same thing over and over, guys. All right. So R is equal to negative 8 plus or minus. Instead of writing all of this, what do I have here? 8 square roots of 10 divided by 2 times 8 is 16. Look at your 3 numbers. What number can I divide each one of them by? You can do 2, okay? So 2 would be negative 4, 4, and 8. Now look at those 3 numbers. Can I divide those any smaller? By what? 4. You can do 2 again if you want to do 2. Negative 2, 2, and 4. Anything in common? Can I cancel it some more? Negative 1, 1, and 2. What you could have done was you could have divided the whole thing by 8 at one time. But because you used 2, you've got to keep doing it until you can't do it anymore. Okay? If I had done it, I would have done 8. But if you had done 4, you would have done it one more time. It's up to you. All right? So all I did was I would have done 8. Here we go. Let's see what we have left. Negative 1 plus 1 square roots of 10 divided by 2. There's one of my answer. The other one, negative 1. Instead of plus, I have a minus square roots of 10 divided by 2. And there I have my 2 solutions. All right, moving along. Let's go look at number 5. Okay? All right, number 5. Here we go. Okay. Let's move things over so they're all on one side. I think I made this a little too long. All right, here we go. Number 5, let's subtract 4x. What you do to one side, we do to the other. So let me rewrite this. 3x squared minus 4x plus 5 equal to 0. And I want to do it so that way it goes in the order of A, B, and C. A is always with a square, B is always with the x, and C is by itself. So my A is a 3, B is negative 4, and C is 5. You all right? Denzel? Danny, are you okay? Denzel? All right, here we go. X equal negative b, which is negative 4, plus or minus square root, negative 4 squared, minus 4 times your a times your c, all of it over 2 times a. Now, you notice I just plug it in every single time. All right? Do this part first. Always do your discriminant first. Okay, here we go. Parentheses, negative 4 squared minus 4 times 3 times 5 times your 8, negative 44. Okay? Now, what happens to that negative? Bless you. Comes out as an I. All right? Factors of 44 is 4 and 11. Factors of 4 is 2 and 2, and 11 is a prime number. That means only one goes into them. Do you guys see how there's 2 of something? So I'm going to mark this off, and I'm going to write 2i square roots of 11, because there's 2 of my 2's. Now I'm going to rewrite x equal negative times a negative is positive, plus or minus 2i square roots of 11. Notice this part. I'm not writing the whole thing. I'm writing my simple. 2 times 3 is 6. Take a look at your number. Can I simplify that some more? What do I divide by? 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So you divided everything by 2. Okay? All right, let's rewrite your answer. The first one. 2 plus 1i square roots of 11 over 3. Okay? Your next one. 2 minus I square roots of 11 over 3. So there you have your 2 solutions. Did you get an answer? Whoever asked that question, Kimberly? This is a 6. It's canceled up. All right. Bless you. Number 6. Last one for this page. Okay. Move everything over. Minus 2n plus 9. Minus 2n plus 9. That cancels out. Let's rewrite this to make it prettier. N squared minus 2n plus 9 is equal to 0. Okay? Excuse me. All right. Your A is a 1. B is negative 2. And C is 9. Hey guys, hush. Thank you. All right, let's plug it in. N equals negative B, which is your negative 2, plus or minus square root, negative 2 squared minus 4 times your A times your C, all over 2, 1. Type it into your calculator. Okay. Negative 2 squared minus 4, make sure you put parentheses around it, times 1 times 9. This right here comes out to be square root of negative 32. Okay? When you have a negative, it comes out as an I. I'm going to do it right here because I'm kind of running out of room up there and I don't want it to confuse you guys, okay? So I'm going to do it right here. Negative 32 comes out as an I, your negative. Do your tree. Factors of 32 is 16 and 2. Factors of 16 is 4 and 4. You see how you have 2 of something? Okay. 1, 2. So 4i square roots of 2. So I'm going to mark this off and put 4i square roots of 2. So I just rewrote it. All right, let's go ahead and make it a little bit better so you guys can see it. Here we go. N equals negative times negative is positive, plus or minus 4i square roots of 2 over 2 times 1 is 2. Can I simplify those? Yes. What goes into 2, 4, and 2? 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Okay? All right. So let's rewrite. 1 plus 2i square roots of 2. Do I need to write divided by 1? No. Your other one, 1 minus 2i square roots of 2. And there you have your solution. Any questions?